If you've got a tractor and the 3-point will not drop, that could be a pretty big problem. Now, there's a lot of videos on this subject on YouTube, but they all talk about one thing, this little knob. Well, what if this isn't your problem? I'm going to talk about other stuff. So this is 4 reasons your 3-point will not drop to the ground in one video. Here we go. All right, so here we go. This thing's stuck up in the air. We can't get to drop to the ground no matter how much we move that 3-point lever. What's going on? We'll start with the easy one that everybody talks about, and that is this knob right between your heels. So you see here, this handy diagram shows a 3-point and an arrow. This controls how fast or how slow your 3-point drops. So if this thing gets turned all the way to this right side here where this little tortoise is, it'll lock your 3-point in the up position. If you move it to the left, you give it a little spin towards this rabbit, it'll make it so your 3-point will A, drop, and B, drop faster. So this controls basically how fast your 3-point drops. So if you got a problem where your 3-point just is dropping way too fast, maybe you turn it a little bit more towards the tortoise, but if it won't move at all, turn it towards the hare. But what happens if you've been spinning this thing, and sometimes you do gotta grab it and spin it. It'll be have a little pressure needed to spin it sometimes. What happens if you've been spinning on that thing all the way to the rabbit side and your stupid 3-point's still stuck in the air? Well, let's talk about a couple other things it could be. Starting with, and listen, I'm not trying to talk down to you, okay? We just want to start with the low-hanging fruit right here. Are you using the right lever? See, this tractor's got 2 levers. This is the 3-point lever. This is the draft control lever. Sometimes it's hard to tell which one's which. What's draft control? Well, that's the subject of another video. We're not talking about that right now, so pay attention. So if you're moving this lever and it's not doing nothing, make sure we're moving the correct lever. That one right there is what moves your 3-point. Okay, so if this thing isn't working, while we're in this general area, just want to make sure, do you have rear hydraulics on your tractor? Nobody ever talks about this. See these right here? These are rear hydraulics. I've got some stuff plugged into them right now. If you have a lever to control those rear hydraulics, like I do right here, and that one's in the on position, either direction, or just half engaged, it'll lock out your 3-point. In most cases, this 3-point will be locked out if this is engaged. So make sure that these levers aren't engaged. Now, if you don't have levers, and you do still have hoses on the back here, maybe they connect to your backhoe, that'd be called a power beyond, you need to connect the tractor back to itself. Because what will happen on tractors with a power beyond to control a backhoe is they're using the hydraulic circuit that would normally go to your 3-point, and they use those hydraulics to move your backhoe instead. So when you disconnect your backhoe and want to connect something like this box blade, you've got to reconnect the hydraulics in the back to make sure that your 3-point can move again. I can't tell you how to do that because every tractor is a little different, but let's look for some hydraulics that we can reconnect back together to make sure that 3-point can work. Okay, last one here, and this one involves getting down on the ground because we're going to crawl around under this tractor and we are going to look for linkages that are disconnected, because all we've got is little levers and bolts and nuts holding everything together on your tractor. There's probably one under there that's come disconnected. So hopefully you got somebody who loves you who can work these levers from the top while you're underneath looking for problems. Make sure your tractor's stinking turned off. And for the love of Pete, seriously, put some blocks under whatever's on your 3-point. Put it under there so that thing doesn't come slamming to the ground and take your leg off or your face off or land on the dog or something. So the way I would really do it is I would turn this all the way to the right to lock my 3-point. So just in case something stupid happens, it doesn't land on me. So you have your volunteer grab this lever right here and just cycle it back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth. While we're crawling under here and looking to see what's not moving.
Doing this, right?
Yep. And while you're under here, make sure all your filters haven't been bashed in and you don't have a leak coming out of your rear end. When you're on the ground getting muddy anyway, may as well do some preventative maintenance under here. Now, if you've done all these things and your 3-point still won't move, you might just need to send it into the mechanic. But there is one more thing you can try. We've seen it just a couple times when this 3-point's gotten stuck up and won't come down. And that is, we took a high lift jack, like the kind of lift you'd use for a jack you'd use for your truck, stuck it under the edge of this box blade, clicked it up one click, and for whatever reason, something in here loosened up and that thing dropped. So if this thing's been sitting up for a while, maybe something just got gummed up in the inner workings here. We clicked it up one click, the whole thing dropped. Well, that is about it. I hope this has been somewhat helpful, and if it hasn't, well, I guess we wasted less than 10 minutes of your time. Is there other tractor problems that are vexing you? Let me know in the comments. All right, y'all. We'll see you.